Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Booger, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe at Love HerbMan. All right. We thank you guys for all your support. We appreciate you for your love. We appreciate you for your kindness. All right. We thank you for your attentive ear. Those that we've been able to help alleviate situations going on in your life. We appreciate you for allowing us to serve you in your health journey. I'm your homie HerbMan. We're coming live from South Africa, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Please go somewhere, get situated. This is the HerbMan Show. This is where we teach you how to heal yourself. But you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So this is a free information station. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I'm going to work for those likes. All we ask for you to do is share, 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 be interactive. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan, all right? So what we've been teaching you guys thus far, man, is about the importance of your health assessment, okay? There's been far too long. We've been going too long without getting proper health assessments, okay? Whether male or female. We go too long without getting the proper health assessments. I know that we always think of health assessment coming from the allopathic community, but you can get some very good health assessments from traditional medicine as well. And that's what really HerbMan Inc. is all about. That's what we're trying to celebrate. That's what we're trying to bring back to your knowledge for you to understand. Look, for a lot of this stuff, it is not a discovery. It is a rediscovery of something that is ancient, something that is old, that me and you and all of us can tap into once we gain the understanding and gain the knowledge. And look, you live the life. You've initiated anyway with your life experience. All you got to do is go deeper. And in those secrets, in that depthness, you'll figure out exactly what it is that you need to do to be able to get you back on track again, all right? And it don't matter at what area that you talk about, right? Whatever area you talk about, I always tell people there's only 3 areas. There's only 3 areas, okay? There's only 3 areas. Relationships, that's it. Health, wealth, and relationships. These are the things that are ailing you. These are the things that's either blocking They can call a blockage. And not just figuratively, literally. They can call a blockage. Or they can cause for you to flow. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. Or either they can keep you in the flow. And what most of us are going through is a lot of this without the proper balance. And when we do that, that becomes a wear and tear on the body and the mind. And the invisible force behind this flow is in your endocrine system. Somebody put in the chat, endocrine system, okay? You know how to spell that? Endocrine system, right? Right? Endocrine system, okay? It's the hormones, the invisible force controlling the functions, the influence. And why your balance change every day is because of this hormonal balance. And I want y'all to get this today. When you talk about balancing and all this balance stuff, balance, it's this endocrine system. It's this chakra alignment. It's this little thing that they call the wheels, the fire inside. It's the duality. It's the polarity. It's the everything, the balance. But you get mostly influence at the endocrine system, the hormones, men and women. And so what happens is you don't necessarily feel life, you feel hormones. Most people think I'm tired, I'm stressed, I feel off. But what they're really feeling biologically is the hormones. And that's why you have so many different big C's coming out, right? I can't use the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The big C. The big C is so prevalent because of this system. It ain't trying to hurt you. But you got stress hormones and you got growth hormones. And a lot of times when you start to get imbalance in your fluids, you will promote one or the other. And hormones are the language of your body. It's what your body uses to communicate how to feel, how to act, how to respond. And so you don't just think differently, my brothers and sisters. You're chemically experiencing life differently. So we got to understand what's going on inside of us every day we are walking around here. Okay? Whatever you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, it don't matter what you're doing. I don't judge you. But just understand what's going on inside of you. That's all. That's what this old fun thing is about, healing through spirit and science, right? But just start to recognize what I'm doing internally. What's happening internally in the dark spaces, in the private areas of my life. So when you say, well, what are hormones? Right? Hormones is what I've been trying to tell y'all is the other messengers. They're your chemical messengers. You got neural messengers, nervous system, you got chemical messengers. They travel through the bloodstream and they tell the body what to do, when to do it, and how to respond. That's a lot of control. That's a lot of power within me. And some of y'all should have said, hold on, now repeat that. That's what you should have said just then. Hold on, cuz I'll repeat that. Yes, I'll tell you when to do, what to do, and how to respond. And I've been trying to teach you guys about this really unique gland. Now, all of my students should know this because that's what we're going to be learning this stuff in the HerbMan School coming up and moving forward. But which one of these glands I've been telling y'all about that's very, very important here in this particular system? You've been taught one, but you forgot the other. The system of the endocrine system. There's a gland here. There you go, Black Persian. Thank you. Y'all go follow Black Persian. All right. This pituitary, man. Y'all been talking about this pineal. But oh, St. Mary. Oh, St. Mary. See, y'all been talking about old Neil. But you forgot about her. Pituitary. This is the gland that is controlling these chemical messengers. Putting everything in order. The master sergeant. The feminine aspect of the glandular system when it comes to the pineal and the pituitary gland. So your hormones is not just affecting the body. They control behavior. They control mood. They control perception. Now listen to me, my brothers and sisters. This ain't just something that's controlling you functionally, physically, but now this is something that also brain altering, behavior altering, psychedelic, how you see life, perception. You guys please keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. It's your homie HerbMan. All right? So that's why we're teaching you about the owner's manual in a way for you to understand that you have to start to, at some point, just say, what is my body doing as I go through what I'm going through? Hormones don't just affect the body. They control your behavior, your mood, and your perception. You got to look at those three words and break down behavior. Right? Behavior is how you act. This shit is controlling how you acting. It's controlling your mood. That means how you feeling. Right? That's the mood. I said it controls your behavior, your mood, and your perception. This shit is controlling how I think. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Now, if it's something in me that can control how I act, how I feel, and how I think, that's why it controls the big C. Because the big C is a spiritual and physical disruption within the vessel. In my opinion. It's just for educational purpose only. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. If you guys want your owner's manual, please DM us. We'll get you your owner's manual. We'll get you your blueprint. The blueprint comes with your owner's manual and the herbs. If you're looking for the detoxes, we got a 21-day lymphatic cleanse. Everything that you need. Understanding the major hormones can also help you and guide you, but understand that everything you're doing, acting, feeling, and perception, can either grow you and develop you. Remember that I told you that the pituitary gland is about growth and development, so it can grow you and develop you if you know how to balance this particular system within your vessel. But here's the thing. If I keep you under stress, you got, again, stress hormones. What are stress hormones made out of? Anybody? Anybody know what stress hormones are made out of? And we're going to talk about some of these stress hormones. Because it's not just stress hormones, it's also feel good. It feel good hormones as well. Huh? Somebody said cortisol, not quite Juby, but good guess, bro. Not quite Juby, but good guess. I don't know if your brother or sister, I'm sorry, but not quite Juby. All right. I said, what is it made out of? What are your stress hormones made out of? Lipids. Lipids, fats. Okay. Stress hormones are made out of lipids, fats, cholesterol. They're cholesterol-based stress hormones. And so your stress hormones are cortisol, okay? Adrenaline, right? And you got to know that ain't got to be on every day. Because if you keep that on every day, then you're going to burn out. So cortisol function is all about your alertness, your survival mode. It's all about your energy mobilization, right? But if you get that too high, you're gonna get some anxiety. If you get that too high, you might not even be able to sleep at night. Overthinking, right? Fatigue definitely is going to be a part of keeping that cortisol high. And a lot of us be running on gas like that. Again, you can rest your body, but not rest your mind, and can keep your cortisol up. Okay? Keep your cortisol up. Another stress hormone. But I'm going to say this one is more for calm and stability, more than stress. But serotonin, 90% of the serotonin you created in your digestive system. Okay? 90% of the serotonin you create from your digestive microbiome. All right? So serotonin is for that calm and that stability. And so you got to make sure you keep a balance of cortisol to serotonin. See, these two are the real nemesis. Sarah and Court. Okay? Cortisol and serotonin are the real two balance. Melatonin comes in really in the end. But what I'm saying is, how do I go throughout my day, man? So I'm about to say something right here, but I need for you guys to keep tapping. And I'm going to keep talking. Because I'm about to give you a secret right here. Okay? Cortisol is how you wake up. Serotonin is how you walk through your day. Melatonin is how you rest. The three amigos. Let me erase this real quick. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to give it to you one more time. Okay? Health, wealth, and relationships. That's what we're still talking about. We're talking about the owner's manual. For your measly, funky $50, you guys, we can do your owner's manual. It's a health assessment based on your birthday. All right? So I got cortisol. My weight, my get up and go juice. Got serotonin. My calm, my stability. We're going to talk about melatonin. Because melatonin is your rest and repair. Melatonin is your rest and repair. My get up juice is my cortisol. And so serotonin is like a mood balancer. It's the emotional stability that we're all uniquely trying to find. It's this relaxation, this awe, this gratitude. It is this laid back understanding that is two footprints in the sand. It is that harmony. It is that assurance. It is that insurance, that gut feeling that everything is going to be okay. See, that's the only way you're going to get a mood balance. It's the only way you're going to get emotional stability. It's the only way you're going to really relax is when everything is actually going to be okay in your life. When everything is continue to stay on edge, if everything can continue to be an uphill battle, it will always seem as if you're in this by yourself. But I'm here to tell you that nature, mama, is here. Now, low levels of serotonin can cause depression and irritability, low motivation. So when people don't have the calm, they have the crash, the depression, mad all the time, frustrated, angry, don't want to do nothing, don't have any motivation to do anything. And then you have another one called dopamine, and that's the one everybody likes. Okay? That's where the word comes from in the streets. Okay? In the streets. But also in you. Is your ability to seek. We all have something to be motivated for, focus. Some goal pursuing initiative is always involved in one's life. This is the thing that's driving you. This is the addiction. When imbalanced, this is when the lack of drive come in. The distractions can come in because this is what you keep going for. This is very temperamental or temporal. So when you get on it, it don't last that long. And you keep gotta try to get it, Shadi. Is it as that? Cause this the pleasure. This what you like. So off the rip now we can start seeing how strong, how effective, how potent these chemicals, messengers, is in our body. Somebody put some ones in the chat if you follow me. Y'all put some ones in the chat if you follow me. I appreciate all 100 or so. You guys continue to walk through this thing with your homie HerbMan, live from South Africa, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Please go get somewhere, get situated. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, that's what we're talking about here. Please DM us and we'll get back to you and let you know how you can get your hands on your own owner's manual. All right? It's time to start to know what's going on inside of you. Yes, you know what's going on in your life, but do you know what's going on in your cell life? All right? So now these things are strong. They already telling me I can wake, calm, rest, and repair. They're giving me my drive, my reward. Okay? So now if somebody or if something is coming into the paradigm, right? And not affording you to balance these chemicals will throw you off. They'll throw you off. And that's why you have people that act, feel, and think certain ways. And a big one that we don't talk about enough is oxytocin. Now, here's the thing with this. Without this one, there's no healing. Without this one, there's no healing. Somebody put that in the chat. Okay? Because you can't heal if you're not safe. And when I'm talking about healing, I'm talking about it in every area of your life. If can't be produced, you're going to have some problems. And this comes from bonding. This comes from trust. This comes from calm. This comes from all of the pleasant things in life. Not pleasure, but the real things that are unique to you, that means a lot to you. The real people that do. And low levels of this has been causing isolation problems in our community and also emotional disconnection. Now, I'm going to repeat that one more time because that might have slid by some of y'all head. But not producing enough of this is why a lot of us feel alone and isolated and lonely. And it ain't these new informations that's making you feel singled out. It's not these things in life that's making you the black sheep of the family. It's that feeling that no one understands because that connection and safety was broken at some point in your life. And it's very hard to heal the relationship, the health, or the wealth of that person or people. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. It is very hard to heal the health, the wealth, and the relationships of a person or those people without this right here being involved, connection and safety. Okay? So oxytocin is the number one for healing. Did y'all put that in the chat? Okay. Now, this other one, y'all been sleeping on, but a lot of you guys are starting to get it. And this is where you start running into a problem also with cortisol and this one right here. And I ain't even put adrenaline and none of that stuff yet. Okay. Insulin, you guys. This is for your energy, yes. Okay. I'm going to say energy regulation. Okay, yes, it regulates your energy. Its function is blood sugar control. Its function is the utilization of energy, insulin. But it's also a growth factor. And an imbalance here will cause you to get tired, obviously. I don't know how many people are going through weight gain issues. How many people are going through metabolic issues? That means up and down weight. That means thyroid issues. That means menopausal issues. That means high blood pressure, diabetes, and high triglycerides, high cholesterol, all those types of metabolic issues. Energy regulation. And I tried to teach y'all the other day about that. Utilizing the energy that you're putting in. You putting in a whole tank of gas at night. That dinner. Dinner is the one that's killing them all. Okay? That dinner. And I'm not saying don't eat dinner. I'm saying you got to understand what you're doing with your body. So if I put a lot of fuel in it and then I'm just going to go lay down, how I'm burning the fuel? You just went and put a whole tank of gas in your car and went home. That's dinner. Somebody say that with me, you guys, please, so y'all can understand. You just went and put a whole goddamn tank of gas in your car and went to the house. That's what dinner is doing to you, okay? So dinner is a culprit, and it needs to be understood what you're actually doing in layman's terms so that you can start moving forward in your life, thinking of things in a certain way. Okay, damn. So this whole plate is a lot of fuel. And I'm really just about to go to bed after this. I need this plate for when I go to work, not for when I'm finna go to bed. I need this plate for when I'm finna go to work, not for when I'm going to bed. Okay? And remember, you only got two functionalities from the cell. Either it's in healing mode or digestive mode. And digestion is not just processing food, but processing information. The cells only got two jobs: healing you, repairing you, or processing, digestion. And in the processing of information, that's going to build waste. And in the process of the repair, it's going to build waste. So you got to learn how to waste disposal. But understanding the energy can be burned. Okay? So when you got calm hormones, you can see opportunities a little bit better. When you got stress hormones, remember I told you that your perception starts to narrow. You see danger. Your hormones shape your perception of reality. And that's dangerous. And it needs to be understood why those things are in those chakras like that, so you can understand how important the endocrine system is to your existence. Yes, it's the nervous system, it's the endocrine system, and it's also your immune system. Psychoneuroimmunology is what I've been teaching you guys from the beginning of time. Okay? The endocrine system is like a control network. You got the pituitary gland who's acting as the master control. You got the thyroid who's in control of the metabolism. You got the adrenals who coming in handling the stress. You got the pancreas who's dealing with the blood sugar. And when you look at diseases and when you look at cancers, can't you see what I'm saying? Listen to me. The pituitary gland it's the master gland, but it's overgrowth and development. So anybody too short, too tall, if you got too much hair on your body, no hair at all, if you got too big feet, too little feet, a lot of that got something to do with your pituitary gland. Any kind of growth development, excessiveness or deficiency got something to do with the pituitary gland. That means alopecia. That means any type of growth and development. I came in, I was born with this little nub. I was born with little arm. I was born with too little. I was born too. It's got something to do with the pituitary gland, the master controller. We got a lot of diseases in that area. Genetics. The thyroid, the metabolism, the weight issue. We got a lot of issues in that area. The kidneys and dialysis. The fatigue, the tiredness, the anxiety. That's the adrenals. We got a lot of problems with stress. Got a lot of issues in that area. Pancreatic cancer is one of the top ones, terminal. Come on now. Got to be careful. So the endocrine system is the command center of your internal state. And that's why this system is so important. We try to teach you guys about what to do outside in this world and what you got to go through to get to this wealth, get to this health, get to this relationships that you feel like you want and need and desire, whatever that may look like in your life. And we're constantly trying to build that format for our lives externally and what that looks like as a human being. And that's understood. That's appreciated at a real deeper level. But we don't know the toll that life takes internally. We can look at some of the bruises and the scratches outside, but we rarely think about some of the bruises and the wounds that maybe haven't healed yet internally. And this, in part, is going to be controlled by the endocrine system. And our hormones can become balanced or become imbalanced in various different ways. But we talked about stress, poor sleep, overstimulation, poor diet, toxic load, emotional suppression. All of this stuff that we've been teaching is affecting this main system. That's affecting how you act, how you feel, and how you think. Your lifestyle is programming your hormones daily. Yes, invisible wounds. Yes, there you go, man. Yes, yes. And so the art of all humanity is to understand those wounds, is to be okay. See, the art of gaining a brother or sister is to understand those wounds. Because environment influences everything. So yeah, the sunlight can help you. Yeah, breathing good and having that good posture can help you breathing and calming you. Yeah, movement side to side can help you swaying. Yes, connection can help you. Yes, but you got to understand that if you don't fix your hormones directly, if you don't fix hormones directly, you change the signals that control them. And we have herbs in our blends and in our panacea blend and our owner's manual blueprint. We got the herbs for you for all of that type of stuff because we understand that system is a core understanding of the body, right? So, we got herbs for cortisol in there. We got herbs for energy and blood. We got herbs for detox and balance. We got herbs for the nervous system. We got the herbs, all right, in your blueprint that you get from your birthday to cover these areas. But the point is, this is what you need to understand you're going through inside. And herbs don't override the hormones. All they can do is help regulate them. Okay? Herbs is not going to override your life. All they can do is help you regulate your hormones. Okay? Everybody get that? Put some ones in the chat. Because everybody be trying to be so reliant on, you can't, it's 99% your commitment. So if I ask you right now, which one of these do you think you got going on? Y'all see this whole list? YouTube, TikTok, you guys keep tapping. I'm gonna keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. We appreciate all of the love. Let me make sure my YouTube will get that last one down now. Can you see it, YouTube? There you go, Insalones. All right. Y'all see what we doing with it? Which one do you think you good? You high on? Which one you think you good on? Yes, Miss Thomas. Yes, Miss Thomas. I ain't got no choice but to do it. I ain't got no choice but to do it to him. All right. Anybody, I'm out there talking to y'all, man. Which one of these is controlling you? Cortisol, serotonin, melatonin, dopamine, oxytocin, insulin. Quita C said, Quita Campbell said melatonin. So you're having a problem with sleep? Are you having a problem with sleep? Okay. Teresa Harper said cortisol. Okay, there we go. Cortisol and insulin. All right. So you see, when these two the problems, that's the core of the issue, Ayana. All right. Mary said I can't sleep either. Okay, melatonin. All right. But the reason why your melatonin ain't popping is because your serotonin ain't popping. Okay, so these two right here. Actually, it's these three, but these two right here. That's why I told you it's really the three amigos. I just gave y'all these as bonuses. But these three is going to be the pretty much the corporate. Okay, but you must understand the connection between these two. All right. A lot of times you can't rest and repair because you're not calm. You can't really. You don't have a real calm and stable nervous system. All right. Dopamine and oxytocin. Okay, so this is another one right here to where you're kind of in a situation to where you're chasing that carrot, right? It always seems like you're chasing that carrot in whatever that you love to do. Okay, this is where the addictive behaviors come in. Okay, the dopamine and the oxytocin is where the addictive behavior, but it's also love life. Okay. So we got to make sure that that love life, your friends, your family, all that stuff is something that you must stay in control of. Michael Line-Cuvey. Okay, Michael Line-Cuvey. Dopamine gaga. Same thing, okay? That pleasure state. Watch the pleasure state. Okay, serotonin and dopamine. So again, but this is the one that actually is supposed to be carried throughout the day. The serotonin, remember, is 90% produced from the gut. So you're supposed to have this gut calmness, like that gut feeling, but it's a calmness, it's a stability, it's an assurance, it's insurance. I'm trying to tell you, it's what it is. It's serotonin. See, that what we call in the country, sour. Her name's serotonin. Okay, this serotonin. So we supposed to be on this serotonin throughout the day. So that's why you got a plethora of it coming from the gut. That peace is here, serotonin. So this is how you walk through life, but this is how you bandage. This is how you overcome, if there is anything, you overcome it with oxytocin. So you got a daily manager, and then you got something which what we call the wound healer. Somebody put in the chat the wound healer. So oxytocin is the wound healer of the heart, of the experience. But it comes through connection and safety. These are the most powerful chemicals known to mankind. Every drug that ever was created from these, and there's other ones too. You got some neurotransmitters, the endorphins, the GABA, right? The wound healer, oxytocin. But it's the internal wounds, it's the chemical wounds, it's the after the environmental stimuli, you get back into connection and safety again. It's the repairer. It's the repairer of the experience, though, not necessarily the body. Melatonin is the repair of the body. Oxytocin is more the wounds that you get throughout life, if you guys get what I'm saying. So therefore, you understand that you don't just experience life, but what you experience is your hormonal state interacting with the life that you're living. And so we believe that if you learn how to balance your hormones and change your hormones, then we believe you can change the way life feels. And it is in the way life feels that has a connective energy that can push forward any type of resurrection, rejuvenation, restoration, replenishing, renewing that you can seek. That's what we believe. We believe that if you understood that these are the things that are making you act, think, and feel, what you doing when you ain't doing that? Somebody put it in the chat. When you ain't doing them three things, what you doing? Acting, thinking, and feeling. When you ain't doing them three, what you doing? That's you. The only two things you doing outside of that is, if anything, sleeping. There you go. Thank you, Gaga. You sleeping, that's it. How do you know what hormones are out of whack? I turn 40 and suddenly have anxiety issues. That's cortisol. Okay? Anxiety issues is going to be cortisol. Okay, so that's how you know right there. Okay? Anxiety issues is cortisol. Right? Depression. Depression is lack of this. Lack of dopamine, lack of oxytocin. Remember we just told you about it. So depression is when you're living in the past, so you can't be present. Anxiety is when you're worried about the future, so you can't be present. So anxiety people are always worried, and depressive people are always regretful, sorrowful about what has happened. And if you stay in the future or you stay in the past, you're never going to be in the present. So you got to learn how to come into this dynamic being calm and stable. So that's why we teach you guys this right here. Now, I'm going to have to erase this, so I got to do it. Okay? So that's why we teach you guys this right here, you guys. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes on the live broadcast. Your boy working for them likes. They're working for them likes, all right, you guys? If you're interested in your owner's manual, please DM us, and we'll get you your owner's manual, okay? So that's why we show you this dynamic. I know y'all might get tired of seeing this, but it is what it is. Okay? This is a very ancient symbol. Okay? I keep doing this for a reason. This is a very ancient symbol because it is a tool. It is a calculator and a compass. Somebody please put in the chat. It is a calculator and a compass. Okay? Please, somebody put in the chat. It is a calculator and a compass. It's a calculator and a compass, okay? And the reason why this is a calculator and a compass, because all we need is, well, first of all, what is a calculator and a compass trying to ultimately tell you. A compass is actually going to give you direction. Somebody put in the chat direction. Okay? The compass part of this is to give direction. This is the owner's manual. This is the diagram. This is what you get, and the information you get that comes with the herbs, the foods, and everything that you would need to get back in tune with nature. Okay, according to your birthday, right? So now the compass gives direction, and the calculator gives correction. Okay, somebody please put in the chat correction. Okay, so the compass side of this gives you direction, and the calculation side of this now also not only direction. So we're talking about coordinates, right? We're talking about coordinates. Now, when you're looking at a GPS system, all right, it gives you two coordinates. It gives you your current location and whatever destination you put in, right? With your birthday, we can give you those same two coordinates. We can show you your current location and your destination. Uh-huh. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Same thing that GPS can do, but nature can do it better. The calculation part of this that also includes your birthday. Uh-huh. Will provide the correction in the life, in the choices, in the situation you in. Bring more understanding, and with more understanding is more clarity, and with more clarity, the better the choice making. Why I've been going through this? Didn't know. Could have handled it better had I known. So the calculation provides the correction to the life. The calculation is where the food colors come in at. The calculation is what herbs you need for your birthday. The calculation is when you need to go outside and what kind of sun you would enjoy. And the calculation is in your constitution. The calculations is in how much water you should drink, and how much tea you should take, and the calculations are in the life. That's what the owner's manual is. But this is also in representation of those 7 things we talked about. Cortisol, your gonad secretion, the pancreas, thymus, the thyroid we talked about, the pituitary we've been highlighting lately, and the pineal. Cortisol is again your awake. How long in a 24-hour time span, how many hours are you awake? Anybody? You guys keep tapping. I'm gonna keep talking. Please go tell somebody. Go tell somebody. Let's get us up to 100,000. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes on the live broadcast, you guys. Let's get it. This is gonna be fun right here. Out of 24 hours, how many hours are you awake? L Booger said 12. Come on, L Booger. Now, if you was like that, then you wouldn't even need to be on the show. If you were perfect, you wouldn't even need to be on the show, L Booger. Okay? Man, it says 16. All right, so we already know. Cortisol. We already know what's running the party. I was just going to make it easy. You know, I know we got some perfect people out there, but I was just going to make it easy. Okay? Cortisol is running the party, which is going to be burnout of something, anything. Mainly what? These are your stress hormones down here, your kidneys. Okay? Your adrenals. That's going to then wreak havoc on, because the endocrine system is the what? Psychoneuroimmunology. So then it's going to wreak havoc on the immune and the nervous system. Okay? Trina girl. Same thing. 16 hours. Cortisol is the problem. Camille. 16. Yeah. Sunshine Creation. Freebird. Tasha. Gaga. Yeah. Thank y'all. D-Mac. Ayana. Marilyn Proctor. You see that? That's the problem. That's your weight. So I'm just showing you the balance so you can understand the beam. Everything must be balanced. Okay? Everything must be balanced. I don't know why I got the remote in my hand. Everything must be balanced. So this is sleep, right? This is the melatonin. So off the rip, if you're awake, most of us is awake, what, 16 to 20 hours? Somebody said 20 hours, okay? Now let's do the math for the percentage, okay? The percentage. Now how I like to do things is a little easier for me. So let's say 4 and what makes 24? Is that what? 6. So 6, 6, 6, 6. 16, 12, 18. So this is around 60%. I'm going to say 65 to 75. 65 to 75% of the day, you're on cortisol, which means also the insulin is gone. Imbalanced. Okay? Imbalanced. And this is wreaking havoc on the endocrine system. So that's why we got so many reproductive problems. How many people know somebody with some reproductive issues? How many people have been through some reproductive issues? Regardless if it's STD all the way down to some functionality. We have these issues because of the stress. And the other day I told you that stress blocks your perception. And what controls your perception biologically is the endocrine system. These 7 chakras, how you view life, how you grow up, how you develop through life and come to this rose and become this flower, this adult, become this one who has experienced this realm. And it's all about your viewpoint. You know what? If there was a God, the thing that would make them feel so good was, what do you think? Come on, somebody. Keep tapping, I'm going to keep talking. You see? If I was a God, you know, and I made folk, I just would be interested to just know, so what did you think about the experience? And so that's what this is all about in essence. What do you think? How was it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you appreciate it? Did you have a good time? And you got to be able to see this as that. That's why you will want to keep living. That's why herbs and stuff would work when you're looking at life that way. It doesn't want to keep you alive to struggle. Ooh, somebody, come on. Keep tapping them and keep talking. So it don't matter all this medication, all of this stuff they pumping into that body, you ready to go anyway. So ain't nothing gonna help. I don't even know why you got all these folk around here trying to help you out when you know you ready to go. But if you are ready to stay, there has to be a mentality you can take that can put these hormones, the acting, the feeling, and the thinking at ease. At some point, you got to know that everything is going to be okay. And I got to understand that it goes by compass and calculator so that my steps are ordered. Everything that I do is an abundance to my future. You'll never lose nothing. You'll never, it's all supposed to happen in the network of life. But the best way you can navigate it is by appreciating it while you yet live in it. So what I'm saying is look out the driver's side window every now and then when you're driving the car. Look out the window every now and then when you're driving the car. Roll the window down. Cut the AC off. Look out the window every now and then while you drive and take in the view, the experience. Like, hell no, I can't believe I'm going through this. Hell no, I can't believe this even happened, man. I can't believe this shit's so beautiful. The planet's so beautiful, the earth's so beautiful, all the greens, the purples, the yellows, the violets, the grays, everybody beautiful. All the children, the folks, everything is beautiful. Animals. Wow. This shit crazy as hell, I'm here. That energy, when taken with an herb, that energy when taken with a concoction mix for the same thing, to direct and calculate inside the body. And I told you that our owner's manual herbs for this little funky measly $50 you keep holding on to. Okay, the herbs you get with your blueprint. But in the owner's manual, they tell you the herbs. So the herbs is going to do what? The two things that I've been telling you. They provide the proper instructions. And they provide the support for your systems. That's what the herbs do. Same thing. Direction and correction. The owner's manual herbs come in and provide the proper instructions, the right instructions. You want this body to do this. You want this body to do that. You're in a situation where you've been dealing with this. See, it comes from the birthday. A lot of the time is because you don't know, okay? You're just walking along this little hill and you don't know where you're going. And that causes stress on the stress hormones, bringing chemical imbalances to how I act, think, and feel about the journey. Because of who in the fuck put me here and I'm blind anyway. That make you mad off the rip. Who in the hell brought me in here and it got to be this hard anyway? See, that's the real question. Yeah, that's the real question. That's the real question right there, right? Who in the hell put me here and made it this hard anyway? You know, it's that entitlement, right? Because you didn't ask to come here. Nobody did. Your mama and them didn't. Your daddy them didn't. They daddy them didn't ask to come here. They daddy them didn't ask to come here. They mom and dad them didn't ask to come here. Your parents, daddy them didn't. They damn daddy didn't ask them. So nobody actually asked to come here. So there always going to be a question of why am I here? Especially if the road seems very hard. And I keep trying to teach you guys that if you keep waking up treating tomorrow as a mistake, and I don't mean this in a cocky way, I don't mean this in a demeaning way, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is that I know we say that tomorrow ain't promised, but it's when you are promised tomorrow. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm trying to teach you right then, but I know that they say that tomorrow ain't promised, but when you are promised tomorrow, hey, you move a certain way, you shake a certain way, it hit different. It's all about perception. It's all about how you are seeing this experience. We have been programmed mentally to think and go through what we are going through now. Yes, I get it. We got it. We get that. We understand that. But you can be deprogrammed. Somebody put deprogrammed in the chat, please. Somebody put deprogrammed in the chat, please. Deprogrammed. Yes, you have been programmed, but you can be deprogrammed. Somebody put that in the chat, please. And you know, when you get deprogrammed, I don't want to boot you up with nothing else. We don't want to program you with nothing else. We want you to enjoy this experience for 1 second, one moment. Free. Free from the program. Free. Free from the program. We don't want you to be reprogrammed. Just deprogrammed. We don't want to upload you with no new information. We want you to just spend 1 second, one moment, 1 iota free of any download. Free of any thing to do. Any way to act, any way to feel, any way to think. Can I get one moment where I don't act, I don't think, I don't feel? I'm just free. That's the remedy. And that remedy has been hidden in retreats for years now. When you go to a retreat, you don't spend your days awake. You spend them resting, repairing. You spend them in serotonin, in calm, in stability. You spend it knowing that you ain't got to worry about your bills. Most people that go to retreats ain't worried about no bills. They ain't got to worry about this or that. The things have been covered to get them to where they need to be. The things have been dealt with financially or whatever it needs to be to get them to that retreat. So in that retreat, they mostly can be free. They can be able to get the moments necessary. That's what's really working. Not the food at the retreat. It's not the herbs at the retreat. It's the whole thing of retreat. Waving the white flag. Can I get a one little minute of just free? To rebalance the endocrine system. To reorganize your hormones. To get that peace, that serotonin flowing. So between cortisol and melatonin is serotonin. Okay, between the two. Between cortisol and sleep, that's serotonin right there. Being calm, being stable, being in awe, in gratitude, and in peace. And serotonin is not saying don't do nothing. It's saying do everything in confidence. Being rest assured that things work out in your favor. If you feel like you bad luck Joe, then yeah, you got a problem. But if you know that things work out in your favor, that little sickness ain't nothing. That little sickness ain't nothing when you know things work out in your favor. That little financial issue, I know it's tough shit, it's rough for everybody. But it all work out in the end. It always do. And I know you say, well, damn, always waiting till the 11th hour, they're going to give you anxiety and stress. Not if you know how the game go. If you realize when nature come through, just, I don't give a damn when mama come home. Just as long as mama come home. I don't give a damn when mama come home, just as long as she come home, right? And then once I start realizing that she come home at 11 o'clock at night, I can still manage the rest in the house. I can still manage the rest assured. It might take me a little minute because she working late. But at the end of the day, I start being able to sleep. And rest knowing mama gonna be home when I wake up. That's serotonin. That's the magnetic thing that we're trying to get people to see and hear and understand. But it comes through connectivity and safety, which is oxytocin. Because once this is created between us all, then obviously we'll have better connectivity and better regulation. So you got to be able to learn how to produce this in your daily life in order to literally control yourself. Your endocrine system is controlling you. It's controlling the way you're acting, thinking, and feeling. You can go and whoever you want to go talk to about it, they still won't be able to negate that truth. It's telling you what to do, when to do the things you're doing. It has an effect on your behavior as well as your blood. What you gonna do? Understand how to balance it. How do I create harmony in my life? That's what hormones is, harmony. What is harmony? For most of you guys, harmony is going to be for you to get your dreams to come true. And what I'm trying to teach you guys with your owner's manual is that a lot of this is you not knowing the compass and calculator part of the life, and you're not understanding things. It takes a chemistry, just like how this is chemistry of the blood. But even in your life, right opportunities takes chemistry. You might have to get into an accident here, bump into somebody there, go over here, live under the bridge there, get your life back together over there, get locked up over here to reach where you need to be at ultimately in life. Okay? You might have to go through a few miscarriages, abortions. Now I can't have no baby. Then all these niggas out here ain't hitting no shit, job from job. Going to drugs, and I ain't know nothing good about myself. Mama died, and uncle died, and daddy died, and auntie died. But then I got up where I wanted to be because the chemistry is not just the right things, but it has to be at the right time. Somebody put that in the chat, please. There's a chemistry That it's not just about doing the right things, but it's also about at the right time. So that's why we can't save our loved ones from allopathic or herbalistic, because people don't know these two things. It's not about doing just the right things, but you got to understand the right time. It may be that person's time to go. So it don't matter what you try to do right. It's not about doing just the right things, but you got to know about the right time. And fortunately for us, through all of this information that you're discovering, you're scrolling and seeing on all this stuff, they're trying to get you to see that we're there. You know, we're there with you to be able to kind of see the way the pattern is, the pattern of life. It's a pattern. And one who understands the pattern, one who can see with the all-seeing eye, the pattern of life, through compass and calculation, can build a new nation with a new perspective, a new understanding about an ancient old technology called life. It is what our ancestors pushed forward. This is the tool they use. This is the infinity sign. This is the all-seeing eye. This is the cross. This is the Ankh. When you learn how to use this, now you can start understanding right things at the right time. Yes, the 360-degree perspective, man. And yes, compass and calculation can build the tool the ancestors used. That's it. This is what Imhotep them had. This is what you see in their hands. This is what allowed them to be modern and advanced. This is how they knew to build the pyramids and knew about how to build them with the Orion and the Sirius star. Patterns. They watched patterns. They watched the patterns, the watchmen. Patterns. God speaks through nature. Your spirituality is your relationship with nature. Spirituality is your relationship with nature. So you would know the right things at the right time. That's what turns this from hellacious to heavenly. Y'all call people lucky, but they just know right to do the right thing at the right time. Y'all call them blessed, but they just so happen to know how to do the right thing at the right time. The trajectory. And I'm saying that same fuel can be used to change your health condition, your wealth and financial situation, and your relationship or social status if you understand exactly what I just told you. And you can do this for your children. You can do this for yourself, your spouse, your girlfriend, your family. Again, you're riding on this road, but you don't know that it's like this. Life is up and down, not up or down. So then when you understand the and rather than the or, now the preparation comes in. So yes, it feels good to be going up this hill to reach that mountaintop, that destination. But at the same time, I know that the journey is going to also take me down the valleys. But I'm prepared. So once I get to the mountain, I ain't that happy, understanding that the mountain only is the beginning to the descent. And the descending is only the beginning to the ascending. It's that perspective. Because if I see that this is it and this is all it is, then you're not prepared for the descent. Guess what? Most people leave up out of here around this time of life, looking for some or instead of the and. That's why you gotta watch what you reading and hearing. It said get rich or die trying. You didn't say get rich and. So you use the and instead of the or. And you prepare yourself for that next thing. Because Mother Earth is very fertile to your negative and positive seed bearing or seed sowing. You say, well, HerbMan, how can I sow a seed? With the way you act, think, and feel, and speak. The way you act, think, feel, and speak are seedlings in Mother Earth. And whether it's negative or positive, whether it's to yourself or to others, it will eventually grow and develop. Pituitary, growth and develop. The pituitary gland, learning how to work your feminine energy. That's the fertility part of it. That creative energy, that fertility energy, that feminine energy, that's the feminine part of you. You got to learn how to control that. With yourself, with the way you act, right? So you got to think about it in this way. The way you act. So if you act like something, it will sow a seed. The way you think. If you think like something, it will sow a seed. I don't give a damn if it's negative thinking or positive thinking. I'm just trying to tell you that all of it is goddamn, you dump it in the fertile ground, okay? Feeling is a seed. How you feel is either gonna grow or you're gonna have to put it out. You're gonna have to kill it. And these are things that causes what? Cancer is the uncontrollable division of cells. That means something telling it to grow. Either these things are going to grow or you're going to put them out. But they gon' sow. And last is speak. So you got the air, the water, the fire, the earth, the 4 elements, which is what we teach you in your owner's manual. For that little funky, measly $50. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, it is the greatest health assessment on the planet. Is what you need. Okay? And we all need a health assessment. Too long we've been going without getting health assessments. This is the best one for you. All we need is a birthday. Now the blood type, blood sample, we don't need a stool sample, urine sample. We don't need none of that. We're not going to be microscopic. We're going to be macro. We're going to pull out. Okay? We're going to pull out. Okay? So at the end of the day, you guys, this is the roadmap into a blissful experience, but also into an experience to where you're healing rapidly. Okay, somebody put that in the chat. Healing rapidly. Okay, somebody put that in the chat. You know, if that was a superpower, right? You want to be able to heal rapidly. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to be able to heal rapidly, right? I don't want to take all of this and take all of that and take all of this. Well, what you got to understand is a few things, okay? In order to heal rapidly, you have to know about regulation first, okay? And so to be regulated, that's what we've been really talking about. This is the regulator, the calm, the stability. So when you get the diagnosis, when you get the relationship woe, when you get the financial crisis, when you get the environmental stimuli that will cause the upheaval in the life, whether it was from birth, from parents, from whatever the cause, when you get the environmental stimuli, you got to learn how to see this thing. Okay? And then you take your medicine, and then take the herbs, and then you take your stuff, but you must regulate first. Whatever it is you choose to do. And if you want to learn how to heal rapidly, learn how to regulate yourself rapidly. Okay? If you want to learn how to heal rapidly, you must learn how to regulate rapidly. Okay? Regulation is every single thing when it comes. And those are your two messenger systems: nervous system and endocrine system. Serotonin is produced, 90% of this is produced in the gut, right? We already said that. 90% in the gut. Well, what else is down there? That's a high number. What else produced in the gut that's high like that? Anybody know? Anybody know? What else is high in the gut like that? Serotonin is 90%. The microbiome, yes, the microbiome is in the gut, but there's something specific. There's a system that's in the gut that has a high number as well. So you got 90% of the calm and stability produced in the gut. Thank you, Manny. That's one of my star students right there. Okay. 80%. Okay. 80% of the immune is in the gut. 80% of the immune system is also in the gut. As far as the production of your cells. Okay? So now you got most of your defense in the gut, but you also got most of your calm and serenity and peace and stability in the gut. So you got this constant connection between the nervous system, the endocrine system, and the immune system. So before we get out of here, you guys, I appreciate all 100,000 likes. You guys, again, y'all know how to reach me if you need me. Get your health assessment, okay? I can't say that enough. There's too many of our people going around here without a health assessment, all right? And I'm not talking about going down to the hospital. We can give you a very good health assessment. You need a health assessment. Men, you need a health assessment. Women, you need a health assessment. Children, you need a health assessment. Get a freaking health assessment. If you do go down to that doctor, get you one. If you don't want to go to the doctor, you still require one. Okay? Can somebody please just get a health assessment in the chat for one time? Y'all need to get a health assessment. Everybody needs to. What we're teaching you at HerbMan Inc. is that we know how to balance out your body. That's what we're teaching you here. We know how to do this. And we're the greatest thing about what we know is that it comes from an ancient understanding of mathematics and biology and theology and astrology and numerology. All of the great things that built the human condition. And yes, it's an old relic, but it's very accurate. And it hasn't failed me yet. But it requires a lot of the human to do things in a time where you want that outsourced. You don't want to do the work. But back then, they had to do the work to get the peace. And I feel like that ancient understanding is what's missing. You got to do the work to get the peace because you did the work to get the life you're living now. So we got to make sure that we're putting an understanding to this psychology. Your endocrine system is controlling how you act, think, and feel. Your hormones. So how can I bring harmony to your life? How can we bring harmony to your life? Please repeat, we have a constant connection between the endocrine system, the nervous system, and the immune system. Michael Lang, Cueve. Okay? It's called psychoneuroimmunology. Okay? Psychoneuroimmunology. All right? The nervous system, the endocrine system, and the immune system. My recommendation, the Mighty Owner's Manual. Yes. Did a health assignment at one and learn how to balance the body. Yes. See, I'm scared because I got scammed buying stuff on TikTok. Yeah, don't worry about it. I ain't on TikTok though. I'm in the neighborhood. Marilyn Proctor. Understand American diet is killing our immune system and gut balance. Get a health assessment. Yes. The immune system is in the gut. Yeah, you got 80% of it produced there. Psychoneuroimmunology. Immune system. Okay, immune system. Go to the website, type in Owner's Manual, and get yours, Miss Proctor. Or either DM me. We'll send you because you go to my website, you don't even have to worry about the TikTok thing. But if not, then you can just email me and I'll invoice you, however you want to do it. Okay? But we don't play no games. All you got to do is give us your birthday and just watch what I tell you. Because this is what I'm trying to get you to see. The right things at the wrong time makes this experience stressful. Being a good person, but still having bad things happen. Wanting a good life, but still having challenges. Waking up every day, doing what you got to do instead of what you want to do is stress on the life. And what I'm saying to you is that sometimes when we get into our life situations, because they have you perceiving life as such a hellacious situation because of the environment you've been in, right? It has influenced your life. Everybody turns human though when you get in a car accident, when you get shot, when you're gonna turn back human and you're gonna want to be here. When you get a disease or whatever, you're gonna want to be here then. See, that's why we put the video out today. Why wait until too late? That's what the church used to tell you. Don't wait until it's too late, until God close the gate. All right, don't wait. All right. So some of us, we wait all the way up until it's too late. Just in our lives in general. Before we can get that different perspective. Before somebody can tell us that different perspective, can show us how to see this paradigm in a different way. Your healing is your testimony. Your issue is or should be the driving motivation. Thank you, guys. And I want to teach you how to overcome. And this don't take you to believe in it, and you ain't got to believe in it. It'll still work for you. Thank you, guys. Whoever just cashed in there, we appreciate you. Okay, we'll get to you as soon as possible. All right. So you must understand. So now that we got this understanding, when you give me a birthday, let's say anybody just give me a birthday really quick, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I only got 17 minutes to go. We appreciate 100K. Just give me a birthday really quick. I don't want none of my old people giving me no birthday because I know all y'all birthday by now. Okay, I know all y'all birthday by now. All right. Yeah. See, I do. Michael Cueve, I needed a year too, brother. All right. I do. I do Iris Bynum. I like to do them old school Chevys. I do Iris Bynum. Okay. Iris Bynum. Say she was born in 127:59. Okay. That's what she said. She said I was born in 127:59. Let me get this oven up here. I don't want to confuse nobody. We want to make sure we put in the right spot. So 121 to 221 is gonna be a what? An Aquarius? It's gonna be an Aquarius. So off the rip, what I'm trying to teach you guys about correction and direction. Off the rip, we got destination. Okay. This is where you're supposed to end up at. Okay. Destination is off the rip. So your starting point is your destination. You got to get back here. So now you say, well, this is where I started at. So it's just like any other place. Where you start at is going to be, that's the finish line. The starting line is the goddamn finish line. You got to make it back here. That's in any race. This is the human race. The starting line is the finish line. So we already got destination. Now we just got to figure out your current location. Okay. So we'll say 127, that's going to be 28, right? 2 and 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So out of the month and the year, we get a 1. 1959 is eventually going to be 15 plus 9, which is 24. 2 and 4 is going to be 6. 6 and 1 is 7, right? So you are a model number 7. Okay? So off the rip there, I know that you're all about feelings, how you feel. Very intuitive person. Very intuitive. That's a good thing. Keep your intuitions strong. Also know that that's what you're good at, okay? Also understand that that's what you're good at. So right now, just by that, we know that you are a air, fire, water. You're a different type of Cadillac. Just because you're an air sign doesn't mean that you got just air qualities. You're actually a water bender. So your gifting is your intuitive abilities. Okay, Iris Bynum. Okay, now let's keep on moving and let's figure out exactly where your current location is. All right, so let's say 121 to 221, you did about, you missed about what, 6 days, so you did 24. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So that's 8 years that you did of Aquarius. Each one of these disciplines in life, these are disciplines. Y'all call them the 12 disciples. We call them the 12 disciplines. Each one of these disciplines will last you 10 years to learn this life lesson, to equip yourself with this discipline. Okay, as you walk through the yellow brick road, as you follow the Son of God. This is the sun's ecliptic. So you're literally following the sun's path. Okay, so now 8 years here, that means 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, right? That's where you at. 68. So you just turned 67. So you got one more year in Leo. Okay? So the whole time in Leo, Iris Bynum, you've been doing your thing. Okay, you've been doing your thing. You're the life of the party. You're very energetic. You're very creative. You have a childlike spirit. And you've been able to put that together for the last 7 years of your life, Iris Bynum. Or whoever this 12759 is. Iris Bynum just said yes. And I don't know who she is, okay? So this is just where you've been at. There also may have been some affairs, Iris Bynum. There may have been some affairs going on, okay? But in fun, in liveliness, all right? But there could have been some affairs going on at this time as well in the last 7 years. Iris Bynum said yes. but the thing about it is that that's just your Leo the lioness. That's just where you was at in that time. Okay? That's just where you was at in that time. And you still kind of, again, you still there. You got one more though. One more year. You just turned 67. It ends at 68. So that Leo about you, that thing, girl, you've been doing your thing and ain't nothing wrong with that. And then you'll get into Virgo, okay? When you're coming into Virgo, you're going to be way more health conscious than you are now. You're going to be way more health conscious than you are now. Also, I can tell you that there's some rough spots that may have happened in your life. Now, 8, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68. Between 43 and 53 years old. Between 43 and 53 years old, Iris Bynum, there also was some family issues going on there. Between 43 and 53, there was some things going on either with your mother at the time or with your children. Between 43 and 53 years old, some family affairs. Iris Bynum said yes. How do we know this from just a birthday? How do we know this from just a birthday? And if we know this could help this person out. Because the biggest thing Iris Bynum should be looking at, and all you guys should be watching, is how far away I am from my destination. Don't get it twisted. Don't get lost in the sauce. The biggest thing you should be looking at is how far. So it goes counterclockwise. So you go from Aquarius to Pisces to Aries, to Taurus, to Gemini, to Cancer, to Leo. Okay, so you still got Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and then 2 more years of Aquarius for you to become full circle. That's a lot more life to live, Iris Bynum. That's a lot more life to live. There's a lot more for you to understand in this abundance than what they're teaching us. Life ain't just what you're seeing with your 2 eyes. There's some things going on in the background. And you must finally understand how to manipulate those elements in your life because they are influencing you. You can do the right things. But if you don't do them at the right time, it doesn't matter. And we finally now have a unique ability to be able to add timing and the theory of timing. Like my boy who wrote the Decumbiture. Or the Complete Herbal Book. Mr. Culpepper. Bringing timing into what our ancestors used to do. Okay? So yes, your greatest gift, Iris, is going to be your emotions, your intuitive abilities. Now, when we're looking at these chakras and these endocrine glands, watch this, Iris, because that's what we're telling you about controlling. Earth, fire, water, right? So earth, fire, water is the way you acting, the way you thinking, and the way you feeling. It's going to be big to you. Not about necessarily what you speaking, but the way you acting, thinking, and feeling. And we know feeling is the biggest one, right? So now, watch this. You can have reproductive issues. Iris Bynum. Okay? You got to watch your reproductive system. You can have blood sugar issues, weight gain, all that type of stuff. All right? Watch out for that. Immune system and autoimmune and allergies, respiratory issues. Got to watch out for that. Mood swings, sleep issues, insomnia, nervous system issues, anxiety, depression, etc., etc. You got to watch out for that. Then I can tell you the foods that you need. If you are dealing with gonad issues, right? We want to eat more of our orange foods, right? If you do got digestive issues, you want to eat more of your yellow foods, right? So that's why you're talking about sweet potato and pumpkin and all these types of things that'll be good. What's that squash called? What's the squash I just brought home the other day? The squash. You know that squash that be like a butternut. Yeah, the butternut squash. Yeah, the butternut. So all those colors are good for your blood sugar. Duh. You can go to the grocery store right now, get 100% pumpkin, and take your blood sugar down. Because it's a digestive issue, the pancreas, the blood sugar. Okay? So that's the orange. So orange, yellow foods. Okay? Then if you got the air element, that's green foods. Okay? Then if you're dealing with anything up here, they're going to be your blues and purples. Now when you go to the grocery store, you look at the outer skirts of the grocery store and shop by color. And if you want your herbs and everything like that, get your owner's manual with Iris Bynum. And we'll tell you the rest of the story. All right? We'll tell you the rest of the story. Okay? What about cucumber? What about cucumber? Okay? So that's how this thing goes in a nutshell to put you into understanding about those particular endocrine glands, and then also talking about what's producing in those things. Okay? Right? So what's being produced when we're talking about the pancreas and all that type of stuff. So again, we know we're talking about the serotonin. Okay? Now we know down here what's being produced, so we don't gotta go over the gonad secretions. But here, yes, you got the serotonin here. At the heart, you would have the oxytocin, right? The love life. You would say that she's a lover. You would say that she's got a loving spirit. Love to hug, love to be around people because of the air element within her, right? And so what we did was fire. And then the water element as well. So these are letting you know what type of person she is. So a person that's producing serotonin, a person that's producing oxytocin, okay, and a person that's producing melatonin or maybe having a problem with melatonin, Then you can say, okay, I know she has a little anger problem. Iris Bynum. She has a little anger problem because she's restless. So when you get restless, you can get irritable. I ain't gonna say anger problem. I'm gonna say she's irritable. Miss Iris Bynum, you can be irritable because you're not getting enough melatonin, enough sleep. Okay. When you do get sleep, you good. When you don't, you can be irritable. Right. So then, yeah, you can see the personality starts to shape. Right. That okay, if I'm prone to these things, then I could either be hateful or loving. I could be a person that is getting the proper sleep and I'm peaceful or not and be irritable. Okay. Or down here, I could be calm and stable, or I could be erratic and sporadic, right? So it's good and cons, it's pros and cons to all this stuff. But you can start to carve out the characteristics of this person as well. One of the unique abilities about this health assessment is that it is the total you. Somebody put that in the chat, please. This health assessment is macroscopic. It's about the total you. And you can't lie to this. I know we do lie to our doctors, we lie to our pastor, we lie to our spouses, we lie to our friends, we lie to our co-workers, we lie to our parents, we lie. So we don't want to divulge the total truth. But when you give me your birthday, you can't lie. Even if you did, it's not valuable in this particular sector because we're not focused on you giving me information. I'm not focused on your diagnosis. I'm not focused on your prognosis of your situation. I'm literally just focused on the compass and the calculator of this tool with your birthday. I'm solely depending on Mother Nature to carve out those things for our children. So when you guys are ready, DM me and get your owner's manual. You need a health assessment, okay? You need a health assessment, all right, you guys? So I appreciate you guys, man. We're going to get up out of here. I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, I'm HerbMan. Peace, 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 peace. You guys have a good one, man. Go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. We'll get him right. We'll get him right. Yes, sir.